Problem went ahead and go on, or I don't care. But who's needed to ask if y'all can go first, so they're not tied up. Doesn't matter to me. Is that all right with you all, or you prefer to wait? Yay, nay?
Yeah.
Like I said, Michael Allen, if you'll come up with you.
Yes, sir, Judge. My name is Mike Allen. I'm resident of Powell County. It's been brought to my attention some discussion about the ambulance director, Eddie Barnes' job. You know, I'm currently end-stage renal failure. I'm looking at health problems, and I look forward to having Eddie Barnes. If I ever have a need for someone to come, I want to look up, I want to see Eddie Barnes being that man to come to render my aid. I've known Eddie for a long time, and I know no other man that's qualified for this position and this job. I don't know, I supported you in the election, and I support you, and I've known you most of my life, and I think y'all are doing a fine job. And I would ask you to not fool around with our health safety in this community.
Amen.
You couldn't find a better man than this. And I would ask you to commit yourselves to promising that he would keep his job and keep the position that he currently holds for the good of us all. And that's all I come to say tonight.
Before we go on, I will go ahead and say, I wasn't sure if y'all asked to be put on there. We had no personnel decisions, and I talked to Mr. Barnes earlier yesterday. At this point, we hadn't, I'm not sure. I think the rumor mill's kind of got started. We'll use this chain of communication, but I think things got blown out of proportion. A lot of it's true.
So you tell me now that there's no basis to these rumors, or?
At this point, no, there had not been. There had been no discussion amongst any of us any further than I think the last meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
Janice Odom. Bill Moreland.
I come here with a need to do something for the EMT. My wife had a stroke here in last month. Called the ambulance. Don't take her to the hospital. They come up there and they come in, and one guy, he was jerking his wrist all the time, running him. And they stood there, and I said, I think you need to get a gurney. I said, she got to the hospital. They were 12 minutes time, they went back out and discussed it, got their meeting, come back in the house. 12 minutes went by. Been minutes slower while the $1,200 bill was being up there. And so whenever they went out the back door, instead of holding the gurney down, I had bumped down the steps. And he was jerking his britches all down and moving in about 6 inches of crack showing. So that's a great EMT for it, I'm saying. Thank you.
We're sorry about that, and we'd actually address that. I think.
Mr. Moreland? Well, Mr. Moreland, if I may address that, I did correct that problem. I spoke with the paramedic that was on duty as far as his clothing attire, and as far as documentation on his reports and stuff, I can't find any problem on that. But his attire, we did address that. And I do apologize about your wife, passing away and stuff, but as far as the care and stuff they gave to her, I have to stand behind my people on that. I'm so sorry.
There needs to be somebody in charge whenever the ambulance leaves here.
There are people in charge.
They wasn't that high.
Yes, sir, the paramedic on duty is the one's in charge. Yeah, he's,
Whoever come out in charge, cause he stood there and looked at each
yeah,
other.
yeah, that's the paramedic on duty. Yeah, he did. As far as the, report and stuff that I read, they did the correct procedures and stuff they supposed to do. As far as, like I said before, as far as the tire, I do apologize about that, and that was corrected. The problem on him, he lost a lot of weight, and he hadn't bought any pants, and I told him he'd better buy some pants.
Well, I'd have got some bailiff fines.
Yeah, I agree, but so sorry.
Andrew Green?
Yes, sir. Good to answer. My name's Andrew Green. Part-time MT Powell County EMS. I'm also an Eastern Kentucky University student, majoring in fire safety engineering technology with a concentration in fire protection administration. I also, am getting an associate's degree in emergency medical care. For a couple of, I think like this, a couple questions that the ambulance authority has is, how did the Lake Judge Potts have a plan to balance the ambulance service budget in 2011, and why was it changed?
I don't know that there had been any changes. The fiscal book back me up. We were operating under the same budget he put us ahead of, and that has been one of the things in question is a the hold to it, and that as far as changes to the way the ambulance services has been run up until now, we hadn't instituted no new changes that I know of or I'm aware of.
Is the ambulance service itself self-supporting?
No.
Where do we get our fundage from?
We was to put in 115,000 originally from this budget from the general, and it's gonna be more than that if we don't tighten our belt and manage things a little differently.
So at this point in the year, and/or last year, were we over or under our $1.2 million operating budget?
Then I wasn't here, you remember exactly. I've looked at past figures, but they all run good. To give you an exact figure on that, like I said, I've looked at it, but I don't have it in my head. I'd be glad if you want to give me your information, I could be glad to get it.
Yeah, I can read that to you after the meeting.
Sometime tomorrow.
And also, we want to put a stop to the rumors about Eddie Barnes being replaced or anything else. I know that you addressed that earlier, but we just wanted to make.
I guess in order to shut down the rumors, that'd be somebody on y'all's end, because they've not been circulated from here. I can assure you that. That's what I say. My door's always open. I'm not saying they go over Eddie, but anybody's welcome. If there's any citizen with any problems, welcome to come to my office, and I'll tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. I'll tell you straight up the way it is. And as I said, thank you. We'll start having a better line of communication, and I've tried endlessly to me and Eddie talk on a regular basis, just squelching your rumors and quit letting mistruths get blown out of proportion and that kind of thing. So,
All right, and then another thing, how will the new schedule affect part-time people?
the only, like I said, really the only thing we had said in concrete, we've met with several people. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be up on all the EMS. I do have quite a bit of business experience, so I've tried to gain knowledge and understanding of what it takes to run a service. We met with some directors that do have successful services, some billing companies with people that have been in that position. Upon their recommendations, it was pretty much stated, I think Mr. Barnes will probably agree that in order, the most feasible way to try to get a grasp on our overtime is to go with strictly the 24-48 schedule, which is somewhat like what we have versus having Kelly Day now. That's the only change that I think I've dictated to Mr. Barnes. He actually, we shouldn't say dictate, he asked me if, we both thought it was a good option. He asked when I'd like to implement, and I said, I think, 1st of April would be a good time to start that. So I've had calls today. We have, one of the meetings we did sit down, had Excel spreadsheets, went through figures. We did plug in numbers on salaries. There have been rumors of slashing salaries. At this point, that's totally a rumor too.
Yeah.
Like I said, mistruths, and I wish, first thing to do is come to the source, ask, and get it answered before it gets blown out of proportion, I think so. But on your other information, if you do, is that all you had?
I believe that's all I had, sir.
But give me what you want there and your contact information, I'll be glad to thank you on that.
excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so maybe just take a second. Excellent. So thank you for just hearing me. I just have a brief concern, just to voice this with. I'm a paramedic with part-time paramedic with KentuckyEMS. I have 11 years experience as a paramedic and 14 overall in EMS. Worked in 6 different states. I have traveled extensively all over the world, pretty much teaching wilderness and disaster medicine. I've seen a lot of services, and I've worked in several very close. And I guess my big concern is the proposed pay cuts. Not even so much for the part-timers, but for the full-timers, which would put them pretty much below other surrounding services. For example, there's one to our south that has less of a annual income as Powell does, but they get paid, in some cases, $2 more than we do here. And with the pay cuts to EMTs, I think they almost make more money going to McDonald's to work. Some of the paramedics would be almost pretty close to the poverty level. My concern is that it takes a lot of education to do what we're doing. EMT classes in some cases take 6 months or better and require continuing education every year. And paramedic courses are 2 years or better and for the hope to get certified. It's not a guarantee, and it's very tough to get done. In a lot of places, like where Mr. Green was going, it requires a degree. And if you make all these pay cuts, we're going to lose a lot of really good employees that are good for the service and good for the community. So I
I guess in response to you there, again, I think we're getting our cart ahead of the horse. We have not said there will be any pay cuts. That's kind of rumor mill.
Okay.
And the option we did play with, it would not be on the annual salary, they would make more. And it's merely, we've got to look at all of our options under the economy we're working at. And I do want to thank all the EMS people for the service you provide. I would want to do your job, and I appreciate what you all do, I can assure you that. And it's in no way a criticism of your all's job, but at the same time, it is a business, it's taxpayer money, so we got to ensure that hopefully we can have the best of both worlds, having a sound ambulance service as well as guarantee that we're putting the taxpayer money to the best use possible. And if there is any inefficiencies that we, versus cutting services or for people, I'd like to see if we could be more efficient first and foremost and not have to resort to those other 2 options.
It'd be, and just to preempt it a little bit, it would be unfortunate to lose either services to the public or people that we already have employed.
I agree, and the last thing I want to do is make somebody's livelihood or salary.
For the county.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Holder?
Hey, if you'll excuse me, I'm kind of scared because I always grew up. I love this place. I love the people here. And rumors or not, it seems that there has been talk, attack. It seems like it's always the ambulance service that the local government wants to take away from. And you got the best people here you could possibly have for the money. I mean, we don't get into it to get rich, but we do need to make a living. And we check trucks. We do everything we're supposed to do. We are trained. We've been to school, and we have continuing education. And the people you have here, if you go messing with it, you're gonna get less. And rumors or not, if we're over budget, then why not have a tax board? Have a taxing district, ambulance board, and we can be self-sufficient. I mean, I'm not sure that I believe all that anyway, but because I'm just going by what I've heard, I'm a paramedic, and tell me anything about that.
As far as you're talking about the taxing board, and that's something I've looked at, I would not, my personal position would be, I would not be willing to do that unless we was in a shape that we could relinquish one of the other taxes, whether it be insurance premium. Our people are taxed out, and it's our working class that's supporting the county as it is.
Yeah,
And that's one of the last things I want to do is incur another tax on our working people.
Well, yeah, I understand that. We pay Stanton and Clay City in county tax here, and EMTs make not much of a minimum wage. And make a little more than that. I mean, nothing wrong, and, I mean, you can't get any better. It seems like it's always the ambulance service that comes under attack.
I think one that naturally it's going to, when you look at the percentage of the budget in costs, it's naturally the biggest line item would be is a fiscal court that they have to say over. And naturally, your biggest ticket items are going to attract a lot of attention if there's inefficiencies or anything that can be addressed.
Well, does any other government entity like the road department or the jail, do they generate an income? Or, I mean, we do actually bring in some money.
But the jail's a little bit different animal in that
I know.
we got elected, we have certain things we have to provide, there's only so much we can do. And Travis has done a great job in rectifying some of the problems, but like I said, no, it loses money as well, as about any one mistake.
I wish everything was more transparent, like where all the money does go and come.
You're welcome, we'll provide you with the budget, I'm not trying to hide anything, and hopefully within this next budget cycle, we actually look at putting a website that will allow us to post our budgets, minutes, everything. I can assure you, transparency, I may not know the answer, would be the only reason we're not transparent, but that we can go find what we want.
All right, thank you.
Transparency, I can guarantee you, if it's not transparent, it's not on my end, because I will help you obtain any information you want. I have nothing to hide. So feel free anytime you want anything, I may not, we can get it for you.
All right, thanks.
Ms. Cox?
I was wondering if you, along with the other magistrates, would be willing to come and stay 24 hours with us, the entire shift?
I told
And
Mr.
work
Barnes,
with us
that's one
along
of the
on the
suggestions
track?
he had, and I have spent some time trying to familiarize. I think it would be great. I'm not saying I won't. I do have 2 kids, and I get to spend very little time in the hours. So I'm not
Just
saying
like
I
us,
won't,
though.
but I will work to make on my. I can't answer for the rest of them. I would be willing to, if I can find the time that it doesn't put my wife and family out anymore. I'd be open. to
Because, I
trying to
mean,
do it.
when we provide for this county and all the people that are sitting here, we're away from our families.
Yeah, but
I
that's your
come
job.
from our,
That's the
yes,
same.
but, you know, I'm 24 hours away from my sons.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it would benefit for you all to come and see what we have to go through. Get up in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock and be out in a truck, dressed, ready to go, alert, and go to someone that is in dire need of help.
I mean, that is your chosen profession, you choose to do that like we choose, and I do, like I said, I do appreciate what y'all are doing, and I'm not saying that, I'm saying, we're doing our job, and I will do it, and I will try to do it, I don't know that I can commit to a 24-hour, maybe we can, and that's what I told Mr. Barnes and Arlene. It's really easy I can see where y'all can get frustrated, I'm sitting in the office trying to tell y'all what to do, and I don't admit to know all the ins and outs of an ambulance service. So I have tried to educate through my people, through talking with them, what it takes to run it. So I am aware, I have been in positions where I was on that side, it felt like somebody was, I can assure you, there's 2 sides, we're looking at it from the financial end, as this, we got to provide the service and still be able to be accountable to taxpayers and insure their dollars. So it's a balancing act, and it's tough, but I will make every effort to make sure that I can be on it. That's all that's on the list. If anybody else, I'd be willing to. Anybody else?
I ain't on the list, but could I say something?
Sure can.
My name's Earl Moore. A lot of you probably know me or heard of me. Got a lot of heads here tonight. And I think the biggest problem with our situation here, we need to put all those heads in one direction and get everybody on the same ball game and working towards helping this county instead of trying to, have a little feud here, a little feud there. I know it's rumors here, rumors there, this and doing this and doing that. Everybody get together, hey, this is the way it's gonna be. We're gonna fix this county, and we're gonna do something with it, and we're gonna show people that we're not gonna succumb to the things that we've been talking about, and we're gonna get our act together, and everybody's gonna work together and try to move Powell County in the forward direction instead of backing up. That's probably the best thing I would say to anybody.
We're done. That's what I was going to say. I'm sure I will make mistakes here, but I can assure you, any mistake I make will be in hopes that I will be going in the direction of trying to do what's best for the county. That doesn't mean I'll always be that way. I appreciate y'all's input. Like I say, I welcome it at any time. And if you see me going down a road you don't think, I'm open to your suggestions and